Welcome back to the channel, guys and gals. My name is Norman, also known as King Julian. First, I want to say thank you to all new subscribers and welcome to the family. On this channel, I try to treat everybody as if you're a family member. And I'm very, very heartfelt to say thank you. And it's a wonderful feeling. I know a lot of people say, why are you so happy about 400? But there's a long backstory to all that much later on. We'll talk about that sometime later. I am planning on doing a live stream before too much longer because I know there's some of y'all that would like to see a live stream. I haven't done one in, I guess, about a year. So that will be one that will be something coming up here. We'll try to shoot for next week or a week after. Who knows? So the last video y'all saw was the Gus Hadley special pulling the Penn Central cars, along with the Potomac Valley Railroad car and the Golden Valley. Well, the Golden Valley, which is right over there, kind of hidden behind some stuff, there was a second car that was a Golden Valley. And a little bit hard to see, but I do have it here with me. And the Penn Central passenger car is done as well. It is actually decaled both sides. A little upset about one side because I didn't catch the mistake on the actual decal itself until much later on, but the numbers are correct, just has a little bit further spacing than I'd like. But that's nothing I can do about it now unless I sand it or whatever, and I don't want to do that. So that's not going to happen right now. But we are talking about this particular one right here, Golden Valley car number 2. As you can see, there's a 2-prong plug right there. I've got to figure out where to get one like that, because one of these cars that I bought from the seller is the battery car, and one of them is the just regular running car. When this one came in, it did not have trucks on it. I used a spare set of two rail wheel trucks underneath it that I had. And you can see where the battery packs used to be on this car. I'm thinking this was actually the battery car. I'm going to have to replace these knuckle couplers right here because they are just too short. They need to be a little bit longer. No big deal again. I do have spares around here. And this particular consist of cars will consist of a lot of 2-rail stuff, products. One of the questions that came about here recently, and I got to repin the side because that car right there is all lit up and detailed, much like the other one is too. I got asked a question that was very interesting. How do you run 2-rail wheel sets on tubular? Well, back some many years ago, there was a company, I believe it was Intermountain Company, made what they called a mid-flange wheel set. And what it basically did, it allowed it to run on both either 2-rail or 3-rail. And it would run on tubular. And it would also run on, of course, modern day fast track. Some of my wheels do not have that on there. So I am currently trying to hunt some of those down for these 2-rail models. All I need is the wheel sets. I don't need the actual whole wheel. Right now, it's running just fine. Other than the Penn Central baggage car, it was converted already to 3-rail when I got it. The Penn Central passenger car had the mid flanges on it, and this one right here does not, and neither did the Potomac. I mean, they run. That's what they do. I will have to make some minor adjustments on the couplers, but other than that, nothing major. Just basically unpin it, move it, pin it back. Other than that, and that's another reason why I run 096 curves, is because the size of my rolling stock. One of the things some people have asked about is why the Lionel Fast Track. Well, my son's 9 years old. He loves to run trains. It's an easy setup for him, in a way that to also take it down. And it's a little bit easier as far as getting a hold of stuff. Don't get me wrong, I like the tubular because I do like to make my own railroad ties. However, I know that once we purchase our house, or house I'm trying to purchase right now for my son and I, that it will be going outdoors. So I need a connection point. There is a transition connectors for Atlas Track to connect up to the Lionel Fast Track. There are some modifications you do have to make. It doesn't take long to do, but it will mate up. So that is where I'm looking at going with it, and I'm still working on some other stuff as well. So just over time, we're slowly getting things moved around. But also, you've also noticed on this channel is that where the kind of it's followed a little bit, such as the diesels. Yes, there's a ton of diesels now. The British Class 35 Hymex, the NW2 switcher, which I've got to get a dwell meter on that one. The Menards locomotives, and then we got the steam engines, which I did not ever film Sparky Jr. running, but Sparky Jr. was running just fine and was pulling a 14-car work train. Really surprised at that little MPC era locomotive. Did actually pretty good. But that's some of the things that we did. And my son and I just off camera had a good time just running some of the trains, and some of the ones that haven't been out in a while, like the one we call the family turbine, steam turbine. If some of y'all remember back a couple of years ago, it was sent up to Ron at Classic Model Trains. He worked on it, rebuilt it, and sent it back, and it has become known as the family turbine. It's a 1946 2020, and she still runs like a top after sitting silent for 50 years. So that is very impressive to see her running and just having a good time still. So that's where we're at right now. I still have the power unit, which I'm fixing to be working on sometime this week. And then I've also, which I got to make the bottom of it, mount the trucks and the fuel tanks. That is a King Kepner wrench lease unit. That's what the KKLU's for. And it's the reason why it's a different color. It's a lease unit. And then I got the long tender to build for the 2025 and get that one back on the rails, because that girl is my heavy hauler. She always has been, always will be. And then of course, once I can find another Lionel box cab 520, then I'll start building the other one, building the next locomotive, and that one's going to be very interesting to see how that goes. But other than that, everything's going along and just moving along kind of slow, but at the same time, we're getting projects done and having a good time doing it. As always, keep the shiny side up, rubber down. I'll see you on the next video. Shoot for tomorrow night, but no guarantees, because I do have to go to work, and tomorrow's going to be a very long day. So we will see y'all then, and y'all take it easy. Keep the shiny side up, rubber down, and y'all have a very safe weekend coming up. See y'all later.